Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about something that I am quite passionate about, and that is transition shades. When I do my eyeshadow, it's not a case of just putting on one shadow on the lid, one shadow on my brow bone, and then maybe a bit of something in my crease. I really like to take my time, and I like building up colours from light to dark. That is just my preference. There is no right or wrong. That is just the way that I like to do it. Going from lightest to darkest, to me, always gives you the best blend, and I love how it will look really dreamy and really soft. So, thinking of that, I decided that I wanted to share with you my favourite transition shades, and I've got 4 palettes here, so it's like a couple of colours out of those, and then I've got 5 singles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share them with you one by one and just talk to you a little bit about them and let you know why I love them. So if you would like to see my favourite transition shades, then just keep on watching. I'm going to start off with probably the only real love cool tone transition shade for me, because as you know, I'm all about the warmth and the rosy and the more bronzy, and I love warm tones. They are just where I feel most confident and most myself, and if I do something cool, I still normally use a warm transition shade just because that is my preference. But if I was going to pick something as a cool transition shade, then that for me would be Naked 2. And this one here is the Naked Basics, but this is the Naked Basics one. So Naked 2, they are all matte. All of the shadows I'm going to show you are all matte shadows. So there's no sparkle in any of these. There's no glowing, nothing. They are just a nice soft matte finish. And Naked 2 is no different. It's a really, really creamy formula, and it's just a really, really soft, cool tone brown. This is almost like a soft taupey sort of a brown. I've put that swatch in a really bad place. I'm going to re-swatch it for you. It's almost like a soft taupey sort of a brown, and it's just really, really pretty and very, very soft. And I love this with a purple eye, because I really like taupes and purples together. So if I'm doing more of a purple smoky eye and I don't want it too warm, then this will probably be the transition colour that I would reach for. The next shadow I want to talk to you about is from the Full Exposure palette from Smashbox. And if you've seen this palette before, you know it's got cool tones and warm tones. Well, the one that I'm obsessed with is this one here. It is the perfect warm brown, but without having too much orange in it. It's just got enough of like that tan sort of a tone to it. It's beautiful, and I really enjoy using this through my crease. It's lovely that it comes in the palette with all the other colours, but it just blends like a dream. It's not chalky, it's not powdery at all. So for me, if I've got this palette, I'm really good to go, because I've got my highlight, I've got my transition, I've got my deep shades, everything. So I love this colour, and I will often use that on my lower lash line to buff out colours as well. It's just so beautiful. This is actually the second Full Exposure palette that I've had in 2 years. I'm just obsessed with it. I use it an awful lot, obviously, for work. Decay. Now this is when I'm feeling more of that sort of like rosy sort of tone, and the 2 colours in here that I would actually like to, that I enjoy using, are Limit and Nuna. Nuna is probably my favourite because it's just a little bit stronger and a little bit more pigmented. Limit is very, very delicate on me. But again, they are just really, really good mattes. Now actually, when I think about it, these aren't actually too warm either. They are more on the cool side, but without being too ashy. But they're just really, really beautiful if you want more of that pinky, purpley, or even down more the grey root sort of eye. They look really, really beautiful, but they also look equally as lovely with browns as well. So I love these, and of all the basics, not basics, but of all the Naked palettes, 3 is my favourite. My last palette is an Anastasiya palette, and you can get this shadow individually. I don't have any of the individual Anastasiya ones. I do want to get them, but unfortunately Cult Beauty don't stock them yet, and I don't really want to order from the US because of shipping fees and import taxes and all that kind of stuff. Shipping I don't mind, but when we get hit with import fees as well, really, really frustrates me. So I'm hoping that Cult Beauty will get them eventually, because Anastasiya Shadows are literally some of my favourite. Of my Anastasiya palettes, this one is my favourite because it has these 2 here, and this is Caramel and Morocco. Now Caramel is a lot deeper for a transition shade, but buffing it on really, really slowly will give you the most beautiful, warm, sexy, vibrant eye in the world ever. So where should I swatch these? Let's swatch this one here and here. And then Morocco is more of a reddy tone. So this one here is caramel and this one here is Morocco. Now these are some of the best shadows I've ever used. They're some of my favourite mattes. But this palette is just really, really nice and versatile. And just by using these two colours with a nice ivory shade or a matte cream or something like that, you can get the most stunning, beautiful smoked out eye, and it will all just be within the transition. It looks amazing. So if you're looking for something a bit more pigmented, a little bit stronger, or perhaps you've got a deeper skin tone, then definitely check out these two because they are literally incredible. I'm going to do my drugstore one now, and it is from Natural Collection, and I've actually got two of them here. They're exactly the same colour, but I just wanted to show you this is how much this is my favourite. I love this colour. It's actually what I've got through for my transition colour today, and this is Milk Chocolate from Natural Collection. Now I've tried some of the other Natural Collection shadows and I've not been impressed. However, this one has won my heart and I've been using it for a long time now. This is my third one because I think I'm going to retire this one now just because it is getting past its best. But I just love this colour. Now this is literally what it says. It is a soft milky chocolate tone. I would say it's kind of, it has got a little bit of purple to it, I think. Looking at it next to Limit from Urban Decay, there is almost a little bit of that sort of like pinky brown tone to it. It's this one just here. But it's, again, really, really soft. If you've got a fairer skin tone, it's obviously not going to probably be as great for you. However, for me, I can just get that really nice blown out. That's not quite drugstore, but more on the reasonable side. And this is Peach Smoothie, and this is from Makeup Geek. When I got this, it was a choice between Peach Smoothie and Beaches and Cream, and I'm glad I got this one because it is a little bit different. It is literally a peach transition shade, and it is crazy pigmented. You have to go really, really light with this one, otherwise it can just end up looking a little bit orangey. However, for me, because I love the oranges and the pinks and all those sort of tones, it works like an absolute dream, but it is so pigmented. So I like to use it with that, I think it's the E34 from Sigma. It's the crease brush, and it again just gives that real nice warmth, that nice glow. Looks beautiful with bronzes, browns, blacks, or as I mentioned, like those pinky sort of tones. So definitely one worth checking out. And then my last three are all from MAC. The first one is an oldie but a goodie and a little bit obvious, but it's Soft Brown. I've used Soft Brown now for donkeys. I love it. It just gives, it is probably the most general and probably the most widely noted transition colour, but the reason is it suits the most skin tones. If you like a warm tone, then this is the one for you. Even though it's warm, it's still quite neutral. It is a little bit softer and not quite as tan as something like Camel from Anastasiya. That is a heavy swatch, to be fair, but it's just got, again, that yumminess, but it's not too orange, it's not too tan, it's not too golden, it's right in between. So I can understand why it is so popular with so many people, because I love it, and it is one that I reach for very regularly, and that every time I use it I feel like it's the first time and I'm like, oh, I need to use this every day. It's just the next shadow that I'm going to talk to you about is Ho, and this is from MAC again. And I have already swatched it because my camera cut out halfway through me talking about it. But this is Ho, and this is more like Limit and Nuna from Urban Decay. So it's one of those more purpley, taupey, plummy sort of transition shades. And this is the swatch here. Now when you look at it, it is actually very, very similar to Nuna. I would say it's got a little bit more of a brown sort of tone to it. It is a little bit more brown and a little bit less taupe than Nuna, but an absolute beauty. So if you're in the market for a transition shade and you want that sort of tone but you don't want to go for a palette, definitely check out Ho, because it is really, really pretty, and it's a shadow that I don't hear enough about. Now we're on to my last shadow, and this is Texture from MAC. Now I actually reach for texture a little bit more than I do Soft Brown now, just because it is a little bit more of that sort of caramel, closer to Camel from Anastasiya shade. It's really, really pretty again. It's just a great sort of like warm transition shade. My favourite sort of a tone. That's a really bad pace that I've swatched it. warm sort of a tone. It is beautiful though. If you want a little bit more bang for your buck and something a little bit more intense than say soft brown, then this would be the one to check out. If your skin's a little bit deeper, or you want just that little bit more of that sort of orangey tan sort of tone, then this would be the one that would be your pick over soft brown. It's almost just got a little bit more guts, if that makes sense, but it's just great. And as I mentioned, I go for this a lot more than soft brown now. No matter how much I love soft brown, this will always win over for me, simply because it's just got that little bit more. And as you know, I like a little bit more drama rather than something a little bit softer. So yeah, this one is your favourite transition shades. Please leave a comment down below, let me know. If you've got any of these and perhaps you've not tried them, then maybe I've inspired you to dig them out of your collection and give them a little whirl and see what you think of them as well. There's, I think, pretty much nearly something for everyone there. I am more on the warm side, as we know, but I like to think that there is something there for everyone. Anyway, don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all soon. Thanks for watching. Bye. Mwah.